Sanskrit says, the authority says, Saksa Dari Vena Samasta Sastri. Guru is as good as God. Here in the Vyasa Puja Day, we are teaching, or they are doing, offering respect to Guru. That means they are learning how to offer respect to God. Many people I've seen and I've heard people say, oh, why are they offering? Prabhupada says this, if they're coming to offer respect to me, they're not offering respect directly to me. They're offering respect to God. This is the process of learning how to be able to offer respect to God, because we cannot approach God directly. Just like no one in this room can call up and say, hey, Mr. Bush, we want you to come over, or I'm going to come down and we can talk together. It's not possible. You have to go through his representatives in order to be able to get even just to what I would consider a mundane matter. So in order to be able to get to God, we have to go through his representative. Here in the Vyasa Puja Day, we are teaching, or they are doing, offering respect to Guru. That means they are learning how to offer respect to God. It is not a personal affair. It is required. Because they are trying to be God conscious, they must learn how to offer respect to God, or God's representative. That is required. Saksa Dari Vena Samasta Sastri. In the Sastras, Vedic literature, Guru is described as good as God. But Guru will never say that I am God. The disciple's duty is to offer respect to Guru as he offers respect to God. But Guru will never say that I am, because my disciples are offering respect as God. Therefore, I have become God. We have this experience. There are rascals who, because of lack of knowledge or just it being completely an illusion, they get a little respect. I've seen this, and they begin to think that, oh, now I am God. That is such an illusion. That is such Maya. But yet this happens because when someone is offering obeisances to you, you may forget. They're not offering respect to me. They're offering respect actually to the Lord. And simply, as Prabhupada would be in that position, people would offer him respect the same as they were respecting the Lord. Because my disciples are offering me respect as God, therefore I have become God. That is what they think. As soon as he thinks so, he becomes a dog. If someone is claiming, test me on this. This is one of the realizations I've had. If anyone, I don't care who it is on this earthly planet, claims that they are God, they are actually a dog. A dog. Without any reservations, without any hesitation, they are a dog. the same respect. But Guru will never say, and he is not, that Guru will never say, now I will become God. No, God does not become. God is always God. If someone says that by meditating or by sitting in a yogic posture that I will become God, and that I will become self-realized, that I have now become one with God, he is in complete and total illusion. He is a dog. Leave that person, get away from them, do not engage in any further conversation with that person, because as Lord Chaitanya said, by hearing that type of philosophy, you will actually lose your good accumulated devotional credits. We all have credits by being engaged in devotional service. This is the nice part. It is never lost. But they can become lost if one engages is hearing attentively in hearing the nonsense from people who are actually thinking that they have become God. And I remember at the beginning of our movement, particularly, we had a lot of young hippies. Probably you remember. They would come to the temple and they had read some books, and they had learned a little bit about yoga, and they had picked up little pieces here and there, and they actually came after taking some LSD, thinking, I have now become God. But yet at the same time, we just look at them and say, well, you're a complete illusion. But we couldn't even discuss it in a conversation with them, because once one realizes and thinks that they're God, there's not really much else to say to them. But like I said, we would just be kind. Hopefully some of them became devotees, but most of them just went off and don't tell them where they are. Well, where they are, if they're still alive, that's where they're at. God does not become God. God is already God. You don't act like God. God was God when he was 3 years old. As a matter of fact, the Jadhavacarya, if all of you who know the story, and you're from India, so you know Jadhavacarya's story. And it was so wonderful that Lord Krishna appeared first in the form of Vishnu form. And I've heard many people say, well, this is wonderful, because when you argue with somebody who believes that Krishna was actually an expansion of Vishnu, we accept. Yes, that's right. He first appeared as the four-armed Vishnu form. And before that, the four-armed Vishnu form appeared Garbhadaksha Vishnu, Vishiradaksha Vishnu. So, where is the Mahavishnu? And where did the Mahavishnu come from? The two-armed Shyamasundar, Vishnu, Krishna form. Actually, he comes from Baladev, Balaram. That is actually the expansion form of the Lord. When Krishna wants to expand, he develops his expansions directly from Balaram. That is why we have to approach Balaram before we can even think about approaching Krishna. We can't approach Krishna directly, because we're approaching Balaram. Balaram is the expansion of all of the different forms and manifestations that we see in everything that we exist. That expansion is also the Paramatma. And one of the realizations that I've had is that this Paramatma, Prabhupada said that the Paramatma is the expansion of the inside guru. And the spiritual master is the outside guru. Because we can't have or don't have the realization of Paramatma directly, even though he is talking to us, and even though he is always with us and he never leaves us, we need to be able to have the external Paramatma, the external manifestation. It took me a long time to be able to understand some of these things, because, see, I couldn't appreciate who Prabhupada was. It was impossible. Because I remember as a young boy, just like Marie at that time, a little older, I always said, well, if I could be anywhere in the world at any particular time, I would like to have been there when Jesus existed. So spirituality to the point that you understand who you are. And that is why the spiritual master is so important, because he explains who we are and gives us a realization of what is our relationship with Krishna. But first we must establish the relationship with the spiritual master, because we can't go directly to God. It's impossible.